People who eat good quality saturated fat actually live longer. What if the foods you eat daily are shortening your lifespan? Meet Dr. Sten Ekberg. He's a chiropractor with 25 years of experience, an expert in unlocking healthy living, and a former Olympic decathlete. Dr. Ekberg is on a mission to help you understand your body and make the best dietary choices for long-term health. He uses the power of science to help you achieve natural wellness. So watch this video to learn about those 10 foods Dr. Ekberg says to fully avoid and what to eat instead. Number 1. Sugar. Too much sugar is a major factor in many of the chronic diseases we see today. When you eat sugary foods, your blood sugar shoots up quickly and then drops. This makes you feel tired and hungry, and it puts a lot of stress on your body. And those constant ups and downs increase risk of health problems.
Most people don't realize, but half of sugar is fructose. And fructose doesn't raise blood sugar per se, but fructose causes non-alcoholic fatty liver disease.
Dr. Ekberg also explains that half of the sugar you eat is fructose, a type your liver struggles to handle in large amounts. When too much fructose builds up, it leads to fatty liver disease. That's a serious problem. On top of that, sugar packs a lot of calories but offers zero real nutrition. Sugary snacks don't fill you up, so you end up eating more and more just to feel full. And this leads to weight gain and other health problems. Try sticking to around 20 to 30 grams of added sugar a day, not more than that. Once you start paying attention to how much sugar is actually in your food, you'll be able to make smarter choices and live a healthier, more energized life. Number 2, plant oils.
The ones to avoid are soybean, corn, canola, which is sometimes called rapeseed. These are plants, but they're very, very high in omega-6s, and they're very, very highly processed. They're processed with tremendous heat, with a lot of pressure, and sometimes even chemicals and solvents to get the oil out of these grains and seeds and legumes, etc.
Don't be fooled by the term vegetable oil. Sure, it is healthy, but the truth is, many of these oils, like soybean, corn, and canola, are heavily processed with harsh chemicals and high heat. This damages the oils and leaves them packed with unhealthy fats that cause inflammation. Dr. Ekberg says this type of inflammation strains your body and makes it easier to get sick over time. But not all plant-based oils are bad. Extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil, and sustainably sourced palm oil are minimally processed, so they retain their healthy properties. So the next time you're at the grocery store, skip those ultra-processed vegetable oils found in packaged snacks and fast food. Instead, choose minimally processed oils from healthier sources when you want to add healthy fats to your diet. Number 3, margarine. Forget what you've heard about margarine. It starts with those unhealthy vegetable oils we've already talked about. And to make it even worse, manufacturers use a process called partial hydrogenation, which creates trans fats.
We don't have enzymes to break this down. This is a man-made fat. It's a frankenfood. We have no way of dealing with this at all. And fortunately, they have realized that trans fats are really, really bad, but people still want to continue to do this. Manufacturers love to do this because it's cheap. They can use really cheap raw materials. There's very little waste because once they hydrogenate it, the product becomes shelf stable. They give them certain texture properties they're looking for.
Dr. Ekberg says that trans fats cause inflammation and increase your risk of heart disease and other problems. But sadly, some companies still sneak trans fats into their products. So always read those labels carefully. And you might find tiny amounts of natural trans fats in some foods like meat. But those aren't the problem. So ditch the margarine and choose healthy fats like butter, coconut oil, or olive oil instead. Number 4, fried foods. Fried foods taste good, but they're bad for health. They're usually made with unhealthy vegetable oils. Plus, the high heat of frying damages these oils even more, creating harmful substances that cause inflammation and increase risk for serious diseases.
And they reuse it. So now the high heat is going to oxidize and destroy these oils even further. And now, if they did it once it would be bad enough. But when they use it all day long and they just keep going, batch after batch, now it gets more and more rancid and more destroyed.
Restaurants often reuse the same oil over and over, making it even more rancid and harmful. Dr. Ekberg warns that fried foods contribute to health problems like diabetes, heart disease, and joint pain. This isn't just about living shorter, it's about years of feeling unwell, low energy, and expensive medical bills. Number 5. Modern wheat.
Tens of thousands of different types of wheat. And in developing all that wheat and all these different types, they were not concerned at all with human health.
We've all grown up with wheat bread and pasta, but Dr. Ekberg warns that the wheat we eat today is different from what our grandparents ate. Over the years, it's been changed to produce more and be easier to grow. Unfortunately, these changes haven't been with our health in mind. And one of the biggest problems is that modern wheat is hard to digest. It contains a protein called gluten that causes problems like celiac disease for some. But even if you don't have celiac disease, it still causes bloating, gas, and discomfort. But don't worry, there are alternatives. Ancient grains like spelt or einkorn are closer to the wheat of the past and often much gentler on your stomach. So, if you find yourself struggling with digestive issues after eating wheat, try reducing your intake or switching to these ancient grains instead. Number 6. Diet soda.
Sucralose and aspartame and acesulfame, potassium and saccharin, these are basically pesticides, and they have no place in human biology. So all these artificial sweeteners that they use are very detrimental to health.
Dr. Ekberg warns to avoid the artificial sweeteners often found in diet soda and other sugar-free products. These sweeteners, like aspartame and sucralose, are chemicals that the body doesn't recognize as real food. This confuses the body and leads to health problems in the long run. Unfortunately, these fake sweeteners are in so many things, not just diet soda. You'll find them in chewing gum, yogurt, desserts, and many products labeled low fat or low sugar. The trouble with artificial sweeteners is that they mess with your body's ability to manage calories and blood sugar. This contributes to weight gain and other health issues. They also tend to make you crave even more sweets, making it harder to stick to a healthy diet. So, read food labels carefully and avoid artificial sweeteners whenever possible. For a refreshing drink, try water, unsweetened tea, or if you're craving sweetness, choose fruits. Number 7. Low-fat dairy.
The biggest problem here is that it's after wheat, it's the most common sensitivity. It's the most common thing that upsets the digestive tract and causes inflammation in different people.
Dr. Ekberg warns that low-fat dairy is a hidden culprit for digestive issues. You see, dairy itself is a common food sensitivity for many people. It can cause bloating, gas, and that overall ugh feeling. Unfortunately, choosing low-fat dairy actually makes these issues worse. And there are the two main reasons behind this. First, when milk is pasteurized, it kills off all the good bacteria and enzymes that help you digest it. These natural elements are like tiny helpers in your gut. Without them, your body struggles more to break down the dairy. Second, removing natural fats takes away the best part of dairy. These fats actually help your body absorb the good stuff. However, fermented dairy products like full-fat yogurt and sour cream are often much easier to digest. The fermentation process adds back some of those good bacteria that help your body process the dairy. So, if you find that dairy gives you trouble, try switching from low-fat to full-fat options. Number 8. Cereal.
Instant oats, for example, has a glycemic index of 83. It is absorbed in your bloodstream almost exactly as fast as pure glucose, which is 100. This is faster even than table sugar. So what that does, it's a highly processed food, and the more they process it, the more they increase the surface area. So your enzymes and your digestive juices can get to it and break it down fast and get that sugar into your bloodstream.
Dr. Ekberg highlights cereals are highly processed. This means our body turns them into sugar very quickly. That quick sugar rush leads to a crash, leaving you hungry, tired, and craving more sweets. These processed cereals are also stripped of important nutrients like fiber, leaving you feeling unsatisfied. Plus, many cereals are loaded with additional sugar, contributing to weight gain and other health problems. Even seemingly healthy cereals, like instant oatmeal, can cause problems. They are often processed in a way that makes your blood sugar spike quickly, followed by a crash. This leaves you feeling tired and hungry. For a healthier option, choose steel-cut oatmeal. It's less processed and keeps your energy levels more stable. Number 9. Processed foods.
They're going to be based on wheat, and it's going to be the processed wheat that is very high starch, that raises blood sugar, they've increased, again, the surface area. When they chop it up, then your enzymes can get to it and you digest it super fast and it jacks up your blood sugar. But that's not the end of it. They also put in preservatives and chemicals and artificial flavors and artificial colors. And when they do all this processing, also they deplete nutrients, so they're empty calories.
Dr. Ekberg explains that processed foods are packed with hidden sugars. These hidden sugars mess with your blood sugar, causing a quick energy spike followed by a crash. This crash leaves you tired, hungry, and craving even more unhealthy foods. Plus, processed foods often use heavily processed wheat, which can lead to digestive problems, inflammation, and other health issues. On top of that, these foods are full of artificial ingredients, preservatives, and chemicals that disrupt your body's processes and harm your health over time. So, focus on choosing whole, unprocessed foods as often as possible to support your body and your overall well-being. Number 10. Fast food. Fast food often contains hidden sugar, processed wheat, and unhealthy cooking oils, all those worst things we've already discussed. This leads to weight gain, inflammation, blood sugar issues, increased risk for serious diseases, and more. Pay close attention to how your food is prepared. If it's fried or covered in sugary sauces, it's likely not the healthiest option.
When you eat out, what I focus on is I try to get steak, I try to get salads. There's a lot of these restaurants where they make burrito wraps where you can actually get a salad with the beans and the onions and the steak and so forth. And that's actually really good food. You can get some salsa with it, and chipotle is one of them. There's several others like Moe's and Willie's. I don't want to favor anybody.
When eating out, Dr. Ekberg recommends keeping your meal simple. Plain steak or salad are good choices. Some restaurants offer burrito bowls where you can choose healthy ingredients like beans, onions, and protein. So, skip the processed tortilla wrap for a satisfying and nutritious meal. So, there you have it. When you avoid unhealthy foods, you'll have more energy and a healthier life for years to come. If you want more simple tips for a healthier life, check out this new video.